everyone. Welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone. Gnarlo. Oh, that's not quite the way you say hello. Let's try it again. That's what happens when you have late nights drinking wine with the wife. Oh my God. There you go. When last we left off, we were here with Galthoniel. We had come over here to see if she had seen any signs that the Angmarim and other forces of Amariel were coming down this path, down the Barandalf, heading down toward the Northern Shire. And we had also checked over here at the gates of Fornos to see if the Angmarim were going to approach that way as well and go through the North Downs. So we have found that there is no sign of them at either location. And both people have swore that they will release a raven to fly back to the island of Tinadir if they should see anything. So that is where we are headed ourselves at this point, to go and talk to Calenglad, let him know where we are and what we have found out as far as his 2 sentries are. And that is where we are headed now. So once we get back to Tinadir and tell him what the sentries say, we will rejoin you at that point. We are approaching the camp at Tinadir here. Let us come up and talk to Calenglad and see what he has to say as we do Book 11, Chapter 1, Watching the Roads.
What do you need?
You have my thanks, Gnarlo. I wish we could prevent the Angmarim from leaving Evendim in search of Narkuel, but I know that we do not have the strength of arms to succeed in this. At least we will know when the patrols have set out. I should have expected Galthoniel to refuse my wish that she not engage the enemy in battle, but I would not have her throw her life away lightly. My heart tells me that if Amarthael chooses the long road to the Troshaws and passes through the Barandelf, Galthoniel's sacrifice will do naught to forestall the inevitable. Now that we will have warning when the Angmarim begin their search, we must begin our own Gnarlo. If we are to find Narkuel, we must learn everything there is to know about it. The time has come to confront Mordrambor. Bum,
What
bum,
can I do?
bum. Chapter 2, Mordrambor. Mordrambor has proven an unreliable and dangerous prisoner for us thus far, Gnarlo, but now he will recompense for his betrayal. He will tell us what he knows of Amarthael's lost ring, Narkuel, or he will never again see the light of day. He cannot know its location, or his mistress will have had no need for the Palantir, but anything he can tell us of its power or its history may be of use. I will go with you to speak with the Black Numenorian. He has proven able to ensorcel the minds of others, and we will have better fortune if we confront him together and steel ourselves against his trickery. I have some words for our prisoner concerning the fate of Laerdan as well. Mordrambor will rue the day he sent that elf to his death. Speak with me when you are ready to go. All right, that is what we will do. Chapter 2, Mordrambor. First, I'm going to go over here and get rid of our spoils of war from our previous episode. And then we will rejoin you as we go in and talk to the prisoner.
What can I do for you?
We have returned from our little shopping trip, or our little selling trip, rather. We are going to talk to Calenglad. Hopefully it can get my tongue settled out this morning and quit slurring and skipping over my words. I haven't had any coffee yet. And solo quest cannot be completed with a fellowship. So I'm still not quite awake. It's early in the morning. I did want to get another episode of LOTRO in. Do feel like playing it this morning. We'll probably try and do 1 or 2 more episodes while I'm about this morning as well. As you saw earlier, oof, I tell you, y'all are lucky I'm not calling him Nico right now. I've been playing so much GTA lately, trying to get ready for the GTA 5 coming out next month. So let's see here. Chapter 2, Mordrambor. Are you prepared? Mordrambor has proven himself an ill houseguest, but he may know something of Narcuel which you can put to use. He has not yet seen the wrath of the Dunedain, and I would speak to him of Laerdan's fate. He would tell us what he knows, but you must steel yourself against his sorceries. All right. It's not a sight I want to see when I zone into this building.
The time has come. Angered by Mordrambor's treacherous betrayal of Laerdan, the ranger Calenglad is determined to confront the Black Numenorian and learn where Narquil, the ring of Amathiel, resides.
We're gonna have battle inside. I don't quite remember this. This is gonna be a bit of a new experience for me, unless it turns out the way I'm thinking it's going to. Let us meet with Mordrambor, Gnarlo. We have much to say to him, and to hear, I expect. We will need to be on our guard. Let us learn from Laerdan's folly and our own. Even in captivity, a Black Numenorian may cause much trouble. Wondering if he's going to talk to us along the way. Mordrambor will learn it is unwise to trifle with the Dunedain. Taydan will be pleased to see us and have a rest from watching the prisoner. Hail, Calenglad. What was that? It is Mordrambor. Gnarlo, come with me. What's happening? I will stand with you. Look. Oh, that wasn't nice.
So perish all who oppose the might of Angmar. My friend, I hope thou wouldst see my triumph. I will see thee again and become thy doom.
Kolhamnir, hold on. Gnarlo, find Taydan. Curse him. Karkamadil, no. I think someone's girlfriend just got bought. Gnarlo, I am sorry. Gnarlo, it was Tan Morgul. I kept meaning to bring it to Calenglad, but Mordrambor, his sorceries. Thus passes Taydan. Not Kakarmadel, too. Taydan. Yes, Taydan is gone. There's only one thing left to do, and that's start looting him for arm bracers and stuff, because that's what Aragorn would do.
What do you need?
Mordrambor is gone, Gnarlo, and he leaves many of my people dead or dying. It seems that he wove cruel sorceries within the mind of his jailer. How often did Taydan resolve to bring Tan Morgul to me, only to have the matter slip from his memory? It is clear that this relic of evil gave our prisoner some measure of the power he sought. Nay, do not blame Taydan for this. Any of us could have done this. I don't blame Taydan. I blame you for leaving him here with him all the time. God. Reminds me of those fake apologies you get from politicians and corporations going, mistakes were made. His was a dangerous duty, and he has come now to the end of his service. Weep for him, but do not lay the blame at his feet. It belongs with Angmar and his cruel servants alone. We must repair the damage done to the keep, but there can be no cure for some of these hurts.
Greetings.
There are no words, Gnarlo, for the evil Mordrambor has done this day. I thought we had seen the last of the grief he could cause. but the treachery that sent Laerdan willingly to his doom is as naught compared to the sorrow I feel for the loss of my kindred. Kolhamnir, Korkamadel, Tedan. Too many lives lost, and in the very heart of the place we held safest. How could Angmar strike us even here? We cannot search for Narkuel now, Gnarlo. Mordrambor has dealt a fatal strike against my kindred, and we must rest. My people need time to grieve. They cannot fight on forever in the face of such losses. I am sorry.
How can I be of service?
Chapter 3, Cairns for the Fallen. My people need time to mourn, Gnarlo, or they will be unable to continue the fight. The greatest weapon Angmar yields in this war is hopelessness, an overpowering dread that seizes the hearts of good folk and saps their will to stand against evil. It has been brought to bear here on Tinadir with terrible success. I have set my brethren to gathering stones from Innuminos with which we may construct cairns for our fallen kindred. If you would travel to that great city and help with the collection of these city stones, I know that Tedan, Kolhamir, and Korkamadel would have been honored by your service in their memory. Of course I'll go collect stones. So we are going to head on over to Innuminos and collect city stones around the city. And we will see you as always when we get there. We approach the gates of Innuminos, and we are going to start searching for the city stones. I would assume that they are probably laying about in some of the rubble heaps and stuff, much like this area here. But of course you know what they always say about assumptions, do you not? So basically we're just going to keep scouring each little courtyard and area of the city that we come across until we find one, and then move on to the next area. So as we locate our desired targets here, don't see anything over that way, we will show you and let you know what we have found. So we will see you again in a bit when we have found one of these elusive city stones. God, even in death they can't bury their people properly. Okay, we have found the first of the stones. As you see, they are Numinous City Stone as we pass from Menthrank. I will come up here to it. We'll pull up the map to show you precisely where it is. So you see right there is where we are. We're just past the little building on the map there. Ah, there's more. Apparently this is a rich location for them. Let's see if we can gather up a bunch. Looks like we'll get at least 4 or 5 of them up in this area. Begin to wonder if we were going to have to collect one from each and every area. And did he not say that the rangers were collecting these as well, and I was just out here to help them? Like, where are you guys? Okay, that's 3 of the 8 we're looking for. And we are going to continue looking around and see if we can find more. I'll bet we'll see some in this next section here. What would you figure? And indeed we did, right over here in the corner, back behind the little ritual that keeps giving us so much dread over here. Who that is? I bet that's Círdan. I bet that's where the dread is coming from. He must be one of the Angmarum lieutenants that you have to kill. Remember the one upstairs, the one that we got Tan Mogul from? He was one of the lieutenants, and whenever we killed him, you know, we got the quest, Leaders of the Angmarum, where we had to go around and, defeat 6 or 7 of the Angmarum leaders scattered about the city. Wouldn't be surprised if that guy giving us all the dread is one of them. We're going to continue looking in Gwellband here. See if we have anything else to gather before we move on up the hill, back on up toward where the ranger camp is. And I do not see any more down here. Alright, on up toward the ranger camp it is then. Okay, while searching around here, you'll see we are up. If I run over here to the side, we have made it all the way up through the top of the city up there and down here to the bridge. Remember, this is the bridge that we cross under as we're coming through. Right over there is, oh, I can't remember the name of the courtyard. Something with a G. That is where the Rangers hide out or first established. And then back down this way, you pass through, and right up yonder are the front gates as we come through, and you know this is the bridge that we pass under. Well, apparently we've discovered Ariant, which is one of the areas of Ariant. One of the areas of Enumenos, and isn't it great to look down on top of it there? This is some more city, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful place. I said I really am looking forward to oops, let's not jump over there, to seeing what Minas Tirith and Osgiliath look like, having seen the architecture here. But we're going to take a look here right quick at the deeds that we completed. We completed a deed here, the City of the Kings, which is apparently find all the different sections. You explore the ruins of the ancient city. So we found Gwellband. That's the area right down there I was talking about, Gwellband. And Gernion, Eked Garthirdir, Mendelbad, Chlorhir, Tirband, Ariant, and Minithrank. And doing that gave us 5 turbine points, 30 marks, a level 4 loyalty, and increased the reputation with the wardens by another 500. Alright. Then it gave us a new deed, which is Explorer of Evendem. Explore the ancient ruins, the ruins of the ancient city. So we found that. Then there's Ruins of Evendem, the Tombs of Evendem, the Wilds of Evendem, and the Markers of the Sunken City. This one we've actually come pretty close to. I think the Markers of the Sunken City, we have found a few of those. Yeah, 3 of 6. We've got 6 of 8 in the Wilds, 4 of 8 of the Tombs, and 2 of 8 of the Ruins. So we're getting closer there. We are getting closer. But I'm going to continue looking for some of those shattered pieces. I don't think... Whoop, there's the plaque of Ariant, so we're about to get another one of the markers. There we go. We have found one more plaque. Is there anything here? That's just the turbine points. Of course, you always get the turbine points for finishing up the things. So we do have a few more plaques to find around. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep looking for those elusive city stones, which I've got a feeling were way too high. We probably have to go way back down to the lower sections of the city. But I'll keep looking up here while we're at it, just because this is such an interesting place. You can look down and see all the sunken areas of the town where the Blue Lady rose up the waters of the lake in order to defend the tombs of Elendil and the other areas and to keep them from being looted. And then we'll go right on out here to the very end and see the view. This is probably the view over the lake here. Quite an impressive tower off to our right. It's like this was quite the citadel at one point. What do we got? Titan of Tal Anun. 39th level. Wow, he's barely got more hit points than we do. We might could actually take him out. Let's take a look out across the lake. Yep, there we go. We are at the very top of the tower here. It's the one that sticks out on the island, as you see, right above the lake. And look across, there's the island of Tirenen. And of course, off to the side there is where the tower, the Crossing of the King is. Quite the citadel here, quite the citadel. Alright, we're going to go back down lower and see if we can't find where those missing 3 city stones are. Wouldn't be terribly surprised if they weren't back there at the place where we found the earlier ones. But we shall see, and we'll let you know when we find them. See where we are, way up here on Tillanon. So we'll see in a little bit. Well, this wasn't the approved way of getting down. I slid off the roof of a building up there and came down this way, but we are here in the area of Gwelband again. You see right past the bridge here, and I have seen an Illumina City Stone sitting right here. So we're going to grab that. That will be number 6. And as I said, I wouldn't be too surprised if there aren't a few more scattered about. Let's take a look. I wonder if we're finding new ones, or I wonder if some of the old ones that we found are like respawning or something. That would be unusual. I think perhaps that we just haven't found all the hidden nooks and crannies that the things could have been in. Oh, there's another one. Or is that the one that we just found? That's the one that we just found, I believe. Although it is giving me the hand signal to grab it again, wasn't it? Just an error, a little glitch. And we will continue looking on down this way and see what we can find. I think that's one of the ones we found earlier. So we'll see if there's any more little hidden corners we can find here. Alright, to let you in, we have found some more. Apparently you do have to explore all over the city. Right up here is the Dunedain camp. As you see, right here with the stable and all. If you continue heading to the east and come out this way where we have the Garanon, where you're heading out toward the gates on the side over here. Now the little hidden gate where we had the battle. There's another city stone here. And I'm willing to bet that number 8 will be somewhere in this area as well. Yep, I see one flashing right down there. And there's another one right over yonder. Can see it right over there. There's probably a couple more scattered about here. So yep, this was the other side that we had to come to. So let's grab that one as well. That's got our 8 city stones ready. We can take them back to Calenglad, and we will be ready to build the cairn stone over the body of the fallen Dunedain. So we are going to head on back that way, and when we get back to Calenglad, we will rejoin you. We are approaching the Dunedain camp once more in Calenglad here. You'll notice, yes, it is broad daylight. In fact, it's nearly noon, whereas before we were working in darkness, late night, very early morning. Part of that is because I got called away, had to go run a few errands with the wife. So it's taken me a couple hours to get back here to complete this particular quest again. But we are here now, and we can talk to Calenglad. Book 2, Chapter 3, Cairns
How can I be
of
of
Falling.
service?
These would do nicely, Gnarlo, and I thank you for the gesture. There is still no word from Torregathir or Galthoniel. It seems that Amarthiel, too, has been delayed in the beginning of her search, or she busies herself with celebrating the escape of Mordrambor and the deaths of my people. We will have our vengeance upon them both, but the time of its coming arrives too slowly.
Greetings.
Chapter 4, Remembrance. It is time, Gnarlo. There is a place not far from here of which Carchemidel was particularly fond in life. Barad Rath, an overlook crowned in ruins high above Lake Ninuial. That the tomb robbers had made frequent use of it was a sorrow to her. We have decided to build the cairns for our fallen kindred at its crest. Will you join us in remembering our fallen, and to add a stone to their cairns? Speak with me when you are ready, and we will depart. Barad Rath, we've gone there before. We had a quest once to go up there and help. I think there was a part of that treasure hunt when we were going from one location to another, finding the lost treasures. Took us there, and I think we also went up there once to help thin down the numbers of robbers as well. So let us talk to him. We will do Chapter 4, Remembrance. We will travel now to Barad Rath to remember the fallen, if you are ready.
Too many of the Dunedain have fallen to the ravages of one who is their distant kinsman. There is a time for mourning, but is this that time when the champion of Angmar might secure her ring, Narhuil?
Galanglad.
What do you need?
The air is chill and my heart is heavy with sorrow. All battles bring grief in their train, but beyond the veil of sadness lies the hope of victory. Let's follow him on up. Gnarlo, it is time. What news of the tomb robbers? We have driven them from this place, and they will not return. Gnarlo, I have a request of you. Okay. We go now to build cairns over our fallen kinsmen, Dunedain all. I want you to place the capstone on each of the cairns, Gnarlo. Yep, this is definitely where we came to get those, the missing treasure that time. I know that you are of a hobbit kind and no Dunedain, but I feel that this is right. Our people must stand together, even in grief. That's what I love about this. Not every chapter is about defeating an enemy or battling the forces of evil. Sometimes it's just about doing what's right for the dead and recognizing that grief exists in this world. Quite a turnout. My friends, we have come to Barad Rath in sorrow for the loss of 3 of our own. Their names will always be remembered. Tedan, Kolhamnir, Kakardidel. Forkon, if you would begin. I knew Kakarmadel for many years before we came to Evendim. She spoke often of Enumenas. I wish she should have seen it retaken. I did not have the opportunity to know Karkamadel very well. I curse Angmar for depriving me of it. Gnarlo, if you would, place the final stone on Karkamadel's cairn. Our losses have been severe, our pain great. But the Dunedain fight on. Estiel, if you please. You could always count on Kolhamnir for a laugh, no matter the situation. I remember once when I was cleaning a vase, it slipped from my fingers and shattered. Colmhamnir wanted to bury the pieces so that I would have an ancient relic to dig up days hence. He laughed and laughed. Colhamnir was quick to laugh, but he knew the importance of strength. We will avenge you, my friend. Angmar will fear the wrath of the Dunedain. Gnarlo, the capstone for Colmnahir's cairn, please. Does it say, this cairn of stones will stand in memory of Colmnahir, a casualty of the war. There will always be losses in war. And yet there's one among us who can put an end to our long sorrow. The line of kings remains unbroken, and with that knowledge our fallen kin will be at peace. Kegumenuil, please. Good grief. No words of mine can do justice to Tedan's memory, and for that I am sorry. He volunteered always for the thankless task with no thoughts for himself. The world will be poorer without him in it. Be at peace, my brother. The capstone for Tedan's cairn is all that remains, Gnarlo. Wait, look there. What is that? A bird, a messenger raven. This is Fleetwing, the region of Torogathir. Amarthael's forces are marching through the Evendim Gate. It has begun. Alright, so Amarthael has decided she is taking her forces through the North Downs.
What do you need?
Torogathir has done as he said he would, for this is his raven, Fleetwing. Amarthael's troops are leaving this land by the Evendim Gate. We must depart this place, Gnarlo. I thank you for attending my people, and for your part in the remembrance of our fallen kin. Let us leave Barad-rath, Gnarlo. I hope one day to return here to the cairns of Tedain, Cacarmediel, and Colhamnir, and share with them news of our victory over Angmar and its treacherous regent. Whew, those are some tongue twisters. I'll be happy to get back to the Shire where people have normal names, like Gnarlo. Alright. Finish out Chapter 4, Remembrance.
How can I be of service?
I thank you again, Gnarlo. You did not know Tedan for long, but he was a good man, and I know he appreciated your visits, despite the dangerous tenor of the duty in which you found him. I do not blame him for what happened, and I ask that you do not as well. Mordrambor has ensnared folk greater than you or I. I feel that my people will be able to fight once again, and with renewed determination. We will not forget what Mordrambor and Amarthael have done, but neither shall we wallow in our grief. Our vengeance, when it comes, shall be magnified tenfold by our losses, and they will regret their misdeeds. Alright, we're getting Tedan's remembrance. And we're going to get the distilled Athelas essence, which we don't have room to do. I will be right back. Now we can do it. Remember, inventory control is always a very important thing.
What do you need?
There we are. Okay. Book 11, Chapter 5, The Eastward Passage. I had hoped we would learn something of Narcuil that might aid us in finding it before the Angmarum, but that hope, like so many others, has been dashed. We have been delayed by Mordrambor and must now follow Amarthael's forces eastward, where I had hoped I'd stay before them. No matter. There are many tall hills between here and the wilderness of the Trollshaws, and if we must follow, we will do so knowing what to expect. You should leave Evendim heading east and pass through the fields of Fornost. A short distance northeast of Trestlebridge stands the great hill of Amon Wraith. Stand at its peak and look eastward. If you see the Angmarum ahead of you, continue to Amansul, which is called Weathertop by many, in the Lonelands, and do the same. Look eastward from its summit. I am worried that the Angmarum may attack villages along the way. By scouting their position from the heights, you will be able to learn of their progress and follow them wherever they are headed. Alright, so that is where we're going to leave off, and where we will join up next time. Alright, quite an eventful bit this time around. A lot of different chapters that we have gotten completed. We are going to have a smoke and call that an episode. So we will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.